This is the rhythm of the
What's up, everybody? I'm Hefe Picks. This is Off the Bat, sponsored by Pure Wage. As always, we have Alpha with me, but we have a special guest today for today's show. Thank you so much to Alex Monaco for being here. Alex is the host of MSG's betting show, The Better Half Hour, as well as he hosts Moneyline Monaco, which you can find on the Volume Sports Network, owned by none other than Colin Coward. Alex, thank you for coming here. As you can tell by my really professional introduction, we're excited.
Hey, I'm fired up to be here, man. Thank you, F.A. Thank you, Alpha. Good to see you boys. I know you guys crush it every day in MLB. Personally, I'm, all in on NBA, a little hockey. I'm in that, week to 2 week kind of decompress, take it all in the MLB. Of course, I've been betting MLB, but not like you guys where I'm covering the whole slate. So we've been watching, I've been preaching a Subway Series all season, so I'm not off the beaten path, but I'm from San Diego, so, coming in as a Padre diehard, fired up to be here.
I don't think I've ever met a Padre fan, honestly.
Jessica Gridiron, shout out Gridiron. She is a Padres fan, one of the few we have. Over to the Chat comment, shout out Tutti Gusti, who says, Alex, welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in, Tutti Gusti.
Yes. All right, guys. Like I said, this show is sponsored by Pure Wage. If you don't know about it, make sure you go find out about him. Pure Wage 5 on Twitter. Best in business. He has some early boosts out. Go check out his page. Check out those boosts. We'll also tell you them as we go through the games. But as we always do with this show, we start off of what we saw yesterday. And what we saw yesterday was the Yankees lose, Alpha. What's up with that?
Yes, we did. Nestor Cortez just did not have a good showing yesterday. He got rocked pretty hard early, and they weren't able to battle back. I thought the Yankees were in a prime spot yesterday, but Hefe, we say on this show almost every day, the Yankees keep winning, but when they're under minus 150, they were above that over minus 150 yesterday. They did not get it done. And another takeaway I had was the Mets. I thought the Mets were going to get it done against the Astros, but they have another chance today. More to come on that. Alex, what'd you think about the New York teams last night? I know you keep in touch with those New York baseball clubs.
Yeah, we talked about it on MSG. We were all in the Yankees, so we all caught that rough L. I mean, it's weird, right? You're a Yankee fan, Alpha. Like, you watch the Rays have their number over a few years, and they start out 6-2 against them, +9 a run differential out the gate. Nestor, he's really, in my humble opinion, the best pitcher on the staff to this point. Number one in batters average against, and has held that. But yeah, I mean, it was bound to be a letdown spot at some point, but didn't love it. And then the Mets, I actually had the Astros. I thought, and I don't know from a betting perspective, your guys' thoughts on travel days, but, they hadn't played each other, Astros and Mets, since 2017. Even though, Trevor Williams is not coming in with an impressive ERA. So I thought that was actually a good spot for the Stros. Good for us, though. Mets and Yanks are top two after a loss as far as record. So we could be in a nice bounce.
Amen.
You spoiled my stat for when we get to the games. More to come on that, Alex.
You say the record.
I got it. We'll get to that in a minute. Hefe, what'd you take away from yesterday's slate?
I got two. The Dodgers absolutely was a gift. It was a freaking gift of a line. It was a -1.5 at -115. It was a joke to even give that out. And then the last thing is how the Royals won that game after Ohtani hits 2 home runs and 8 RBIs, brings them back in the 9th, and then the Royals still win in extras. Is the Angels' season in a microcosm? They got it, and then they fall flat on their face. So I actually can't. To be totally honest, I went to bed before that game was over. I can't believe when I woke up, I saw them lose 12-11.
Yeah, I checked that. It was a morning check for me as well on that one too. I thought they had it in the bag when I went to bed. Woke up a little disappointed, but opportunities today, gentlemen. I'm excited to dive into it.
Absolutely. We got a bunch of games on today. Huge slate. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 day games in the MLB today. Bunch of night games too. I believe every team is in action. Let's not waste anybody's time. Let's get into the slate today, guys. Man in the back. What do we got first? We got the Jays and the White Sox. This first pitch is coming in a little under 2 hours on the mound for the Jays. We have Stripling, 3-2, 3.2 ERA. On the mound for the Sox, it's Giolito Day. He's 4-3 with a 4.7 ERA, a whip just under 1.5. Alpha, what do you think?
All right, well, we're going to dive into this one, kind of break down what we have going on in the series. We all know the White Sox have taken both games so far. Can the Jays avoid the sweep today behind Stripling? I do not think so. This is not a game I'm going to have a ton of action on. I'm not going to have any action on this one, to be honest. But public percentage is all over the Blue Jays. I'm seeing about 80% of the public on the Blue Jays here. And I don't really understand why. Stripling has not been dominant. Giolito at home is a much better Giolito than his version on the road. And the White Sox keep getting it done. It's a layoff spot for me with a strong lean on the White Sox. Alex, I know you don't go over all the different games, but do you have anything you like in this one? Do you like Giolito at home?
It's a tough call, Alpha. I mean, you saw them sweep the Sox the first series, so they're still up 3-2 on the season. It's weird. I try to take out law of averages in these moments because, again, like you alluded to, Stripling hasn't been great. Giolito much better at home. But do you guys have any rules on the cast when it comes to a quality team like the Blue Jays who's lost 2 straight in a series and it comes to a sweep? Do you have any rhyme or reason for going with a team that's lost 2 that needs a bounce back?
Yeah, I always say it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row.
Right.
Absolutely.
But then again, if it's a lopsided situation, which this is not, but let's use an example. Let's say this was White Sox Royals. I would throw that theory out the window. That team sucks. Blue Jays, they don't suck. This should be a competitive game, and the Blue Jays should want to get back into this and pick up the win here. It's kind of crazy. I don't know if you guys saw the first ballot from the All-Star game came out yesterday, and I believe 5 out of the 9 starters are Blue Jays right now, which makes absolutely no sense. Well, we all know first ballot, it's all fan voting. You can just load it up. People in Toronto obviously have nothing better to do than to just be online and click. You know. But
that was me with the Yankees last week. I'm very upset I didn't see more of my Yankees in the starting lineup.
Only judge.
A lot of time mashing Yankees players in the All-Star voting. So this is
I bet little. I have a question for you. I bet you can't name me who the second in catching for the AL. Who would be the backup catcher right now? The starting catcher is Alejandro Kirk, the catcher for the Jays. Who would be the
Jose
backup?
Trevino? Jose Trevino.
Sir.
It's all Yankee fans. That's a strictly Yankee fan vote.
Absolutely
Proud
not.
of my fellow fans out
He
there.
leads all catchers in batting average.
But he's not playing every day. At the same time, he's not the everyday catcher. So I don't think that he should be in the All-Star game personally with all the other options, but I'm going to vote for him because he's a New York Yankee. But let's keep it moving, boys. We can't let this show go too long today. I know we have a lot of stuff to cover. So what do we have next on the slate?
What do we got? We got the Mets and the Astros. Alex spoke about this earlier, but today the Mets have, I have no other word to use, but an ace on the mound. Carlos Carrasco, 8-2, 3.9 ERA, 1.25 whip. He is doing fantastic this year, and on the mound for the Astros is Luis Garcia. He is 4-5 on the year with a 3.41 ERA. Guys, just before we get into breaking this game down, this is one of the boosts that Pure Wage is giving out. He is giving out here they all are. We got the Phillies here at -105 from -135. In this game, the Astros were -135. But on Pure Wage, you can get them at -110. And we went over the Blue Jays game already. But as you could tell, he's giving out the Blue Jays at plus money odds, +110 from their original odds. All right, Alpha, what are you thinking here? Carrasco on the mound. Well, he's been crushing it.
Alex went into it earlier. The Mets are the best team in baseball after a loss. The Yankees and Mets are actually the top 2, but the Mets are by far the best team in baseball. They're winning at 84%, guys. They're 20-4 after a loss this year. They've been almost an automatic play after a loss. The only thing that scares me about this one is Carlos Carrasco's numbers are absolutely fantastic at home. His road splits are not as great. He's 3-2 on the year with a 5.2 ERA on the road, so he has got touched up on the road. But looking at Garcia, the pitcher for the Astros, he's 4-5 on the year with a 3.4 ERA overall. But at home, he also has an over 5 ERA at a 5.15 ERA. So Neither of these pitchers have pitched great in this situation. I'm going to go with the Mets on the plus 120 value, especially with a 20-4 record for the duration of the season after a loss. Just seems like a slam dunk play to me. Actually, it's my favorite play of the day. I just posted it on my Twitter, so if you guys are into it, like it, retweet, and let's cash it. Alex, what are you thinking about the Mets?
I'm with you, boys. I think the Mets are the play today. Carrasco. If Garcia was a little more strong at home, maybe I'd pedal back. I know the Astros have won 3 of the last 4, but automatic blind follow just because they're 20-4 on the season after a loss. I mean, geez, they're one of 2 teams that have won 16 or more series out of the 21 this season. And next up, I don't think anyone has more than 13. So just as far as that trend goes, until we see otherwise, I got to back the Mets with you as well.
I love it. Hefe,
I am making this a trio. I'm on the Mets on the money line. I'm taking them at plus money. I love it here. I think I'm confused actually why you're getting the Mets at plus. I guess because they got thrashed yesterday. But Carrasco's a way better pitcher than Williams. I love his story. We all know what he came from, how he beat out cancer, and glad to see him having a really good year. Couldn't have happened to a more deserving person.
Quickly to the chat, guys. We have a couple people asking what the Mets team total is. Give me 1 second here for me to pull up that line. All right, so Mets team total is 3.5. Wow, that is super, super low. Good find there from Jacob CA01. Mets team totals at 3.5. I actually love that over. I think they're going to get to Garcia pretty early in this one. So good find from the chat.
The game totals at 8. It's a weird spot. Yeah.
Yeah,
all right, guys, let's keep it rolling. What do we got? Phillies and the Rangers coming out of Texas today. We got Wheeler on the mound. He's 6-3 with 2.6 ERA this year. Going for the Rangers, we have Grays 2-3, 4.27 ERA. You know, Alpha, I'll start this one off. I'm taking the Phillies here. I love this spot. Zach Wheeler's finally coming into his own this year. To start off the year, this guy was a top 5 Cy Young candidate for the NL coming preseason odds here. He's finally showing that the Phillies as a team are hot in the month of June. We all know they went on that crazy win streak after they fired Joe Girardi. Even though they're not winning every game anymore, they're still playing much better than they were in the early part of the season. I think this team is not going anywhere. I think this is the true version of the team that we expected. This team does not have a low payroll. They have multiple stars in that lineup. They're paying a lot of money for a lot of different players, and they're finally playing up to their contract. So I'm going with the Phillies here on the money line. I got it at minus 135 odds. They're going to take care of business with the Rangers.
I'm on the exact same boat you are. And you take a look at how the Phillies lineup has done against Gray in their career. Bryce Harper's teed off on him. He's 5-16. He's got 2 homers, 2 RBIs. So in half of his hits, he is getting homers. JT Realmuto is batting almost 400 against Gray in his career. And Didi Gregorius is batting well over 300 as well. So their guys have teed off on him before. I love the Phillies in this spot. And Hefe alluded to it perfectly. Since this team got rid of Joe Girardi, they're a completely different ball club. They just look different in every single spot. I love the Phillies in a bounce back. Give me the Phillies on the money line, minus 130. Alex, you making this a 3-0, or are you taking the Rangers?
Oh, I'm with you with the Phillies. We're getting a better pitcher in Wheeler. I mean, under 3 ERA, 6-3 on the season. And did the hottest team, one of outside maybe the Braves in their own division in June.
Yes.
15-3. How about this? They have not had higher than an 815 win percentage or won at least 80% of their games in a month since May of 1976.
Yes.
Wow. The Phillies are playing historic baseball right now. I got to back them with it.
Love it.
I love a good nugget. All right, guys. All three of us on the Phillies. Let's keep it rolling. What do we got? Dodgers and the Reds, guys. I'm going to start by saying this is numero uno, fishiest line of the day. Makes absolutely 0 sense. Please, somebody make sense of it because I cannot. And thus, I will still tell you the pitching matchup because I'm obliged to do it. But I will start off by saying, do not bet this game. This makes no sense. The Dodgers are minus 140 on the money line today. On the mound for them is 8-0 Tyler Anderson, 2.82 ERA, sub-1 WHIP. On the mound for the Reds is Luis Castillo, who's 2-4 with a 3.3 ERA. What is happening? How can I just take the Dodgers on a money line? The Reds have lost in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games in a row. I can't take this game. This is it's sketchy. It's sketchy. Alpha, what do you think?
Man, it is for sure sketchy in this one. You take a look at Castillo, though. His record may be 2-4, but he only has a 3.3 ERA. That's only 0.5 higher than Tyler Anderson's 2.8. And you look at the records, Anderson's 8-0 and Castillo's 2-4, but Castillo has not been pitching badly. He has only a 3.3 ERA. But with that said, the Dodgers have been such a letdown team this year. I know they have a great record. They get a lot of wins, but they're a team that's consistently a minus 250. So you usually have to parlay them and get them into action in different ways and betting them straight. In this spot, I actually lean with the Reds. The line makes no sense to me, and I think Castillo's due for another big game. I'm not going to bet against the Dodgers here, but it's a strong lean on the Reds. Alex, what do you think when you see a line like this? Typically, you do this all the time. What do you think when you see an 8-0 pitcher against a 2-4 pitcher like the Dodgers, like the Reds, and you're only getting it at a minus 140?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Hefe out the top. It's fishy. Trends-wise, you want to back the Dodgers. I want to back, and I want to say at the end, I want to take the Andersons got the tickets to the game. Tyler Anderson over here, 8-0.
Love it.
But I don't know, man. I mean, Castillo, like you said, he's no one on the Reds has a lot of wins as a pitcher because of what they've gone through trials and tribs wise to start. But they are not in great form. I think it's a fishy line. It's probably a stay away if I had to bet it, and I am a degenerate, so I probably will. I'm probably going Dodgers. I hate to say it, but I mean they won 5 straight against, or won the last 6 meetings against them. I got to go with LA, but I understand the fishiness here. It's baseball. Everything should make sense every day of our season, and it doesn't. So this is probably a great spot. You guys are probably on to something.
One thing I want to say in this one, there is 96% of the money on the Dodgers.
Oh,
96.
Do you guys have a rule of thumb when public's on?
Oh, we do.
Yeah. So
I cut it off at 90. And 90% of the public's on one side, I'm either laying off or I'm going to fade it. This is a flat layoff spot for me. I have no respect for the Cincinnati Reds. I feel bad for players like Joey Votto who are stuck there. I hope he gets moved in the next couple of weeks coming up to the trade deadline. This team is doing everything that's bad for the sport right now, just blatantly tanking, just like the other poverty franchise over in Oakland.
Who will be covering next?
Who will be covering next? I just have no respect. The MLB's in trouble, guys, overall. You got, I think, 18 teams. No, I'm sorry. How many teams make the playoffs in the Major League Baseball? 12. 12 teams make the playoffs in Major League Baseball. I believe you have 12 teams in the league who are above 500, which means we have 18 teams in the league who are below 500. The disparity in this league is not good right now.
Yes and no. Well, we all know how Hefe feels about them now, so thank you for telling us your deep thoughts about that team. But I know we have a big matchup coming up for the next one that all three of us are going to love to talk about. So let's dive in to the best team in baseball, the New York Yankees versus the Rays. Hefe, do what you do.
Yanks Rays tonight coming out of Tampa. Yankees lost a tough one yesterday. I thought Judge hit a home run in the 9th. I sure damn did. He came a little bit short, but they lost it. It's fine. Even the best teams in baseball got to lose 50+. It's a weird sport like that. Montgomery on the mound for the Yanks today. He's 3-1 with 2.7 ERA and a sub-1 whip on the mound. For the Rays is Shane Baz, who, as Alpha schooled me last week, is one of the big coming-up arms for the Rays. And he's 0-1 with a 5.4 ERA, so I am still not impressed
by Mr. Baz. Yeah, I hope he keeps that ERA elevated tonight. I am taking the Yankees. Obviously, we talk about this on this show every single time the Yankees are under minus 150. They keep cashing. It's had to have been at least a month straight on this show. Every time we see them under minus 150, we jump all over, and they are getting these done. I think the Yankees have a huge bounce-back performance. Jordan Montgomery has been fantastic this year. He's 3-1 with a 2.7 ERA. But, again, it is against the Rays in Tampa, so it's only a one-unit play for me. It's always a dangerous situation taking the Yanks in Tampa, but I'm confident making it a one-unit play. Alex, what are we thinking?
Oh, I'm all over the Yankees with you. We know this team is phenomenal after a loss. I was talking about this on the show, by the way. I can't remember it completely, but the last time the Yanks have been first in run differential, wins, and home runs, it's been 7 times ever in Yankees history. They won the World Series 6 of those 7 times.
98 was last.
Yeah, so this is right now a historic team. And you mentioned Montgomery. He's off to a great start. Baz over 5 ERA. I'm taking the Yanks on the road, you boys, all day.
I like the Yanks. I like the under. I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. We're going to keep the Rays bats very quiet. I think I see us winning this game 3-1, 4-1, so something in that range where low-scoring but comfortable win for the Yanks. I'm with you guys on the money line.
Don't see the Yanks losing the series. This game decides the series. The Yankees have been the best team in baseball at winning series every single time this year. They're going to continue to win the series by getting a dub tonight.
Correct. All right, guys.
Boys, I think we have one game left on the slate.
And if you're asking why we're choosing this game as the last game, it's because the money man himself, the best first 5 pitcher in baseball, Blackburn, is on the mound for the A's. He's 6-2 on the year with a 2.6 ERA. How he is still on this team, I don't know. Because if you do good for the A's, you automatically get traded. On the mound for the Mariners is Kirby. He's 1-2 this year, 3.56 ERA. I'll start this one off. It's the play that I always take when Blackburn is on. It's the BBB special, honestly. Taking A's first 5. I absolutely love A's first 5 here. I take it every time Blackburn's on the mound because I can't name you one player in their bullpen, and I refuse to trust the bullpen. But I will trust Blackburn. I can get it actually, guys, at plus 0.5, which means that if this game is tied through 5 innings, you still win. You get a little half-run bump there. It's at minus 135 odds. It's one of my favorite plays of the day, guys. I'm taking it. How about you, Alpha?
What is his official record on first 5? I believe it's 10-0. I believe he's had 12 starts in the year. He's won 10 first 5s and pushed on 2 of them, if I'm not mistaken. So he's been unbelievable in the first 5. If BBB was here, he would be schooling us. I know he has a little notepad where he literally jots down every single time Blackburn gets a first 5 W, and I cannot pass up on it again. I've never tailed the BBB special. I'm joining today. Give me the A's plus 0.5 on the first 5. You get that at minus 120. All we need is a tie, guys, through 5 innings, and we cash this bet. Love to play. Alex, what are we thinking?
Oh, man, make it a trio on the way out, boys. Jeez, what numbers? What? Give me the BBB special. I'm joining. What's the initiation fee? I'm in. M's haven't scored in 2 straight. Let's go. Give me Blackburn first 5 with your boys. Let's go.
I love it.
I love it.
All right, guys.
All right, boys.
Well, listen,
we do have a special. We do have a special today, Hefe. I do believe we have a bad beat.
Do we now? Man in the back, is that the truth? If so, put up the graphics.
I see it.
All right, fantastic, guys. Bad beats are brought to you by our friends over at Pickett. If you don't know about Pickett, make sure you go find out about them. Download the app. We'll give out free plays on there every day. Use code ATSSPOT. That's ATSSPOT. What's the bad beat today?
AKA, what did the man in the back lose on yesterday that he's going to tell us all is a bad beat? Blue Jays.
Oh.
Top 10.
Yeah.
Get the lead. This isn't even a bad beat. I'm going to kick the guy in the back's ass there.
It is a bad beat. It is. I don't know how. Oh, it's the under.
Okay. It's the under. It is the bad beat. It is the under. He's clarifying. It's not the Jays losing. It is the under. So we'll give him that.
I don't know how you guys feel. I love those Southside jerseys.
Those jerseys are phenomenal.
I love them.
Yeah, that's a bad beat on the under, man. Jeez.
Yeah, because they got an extra inning out of it.
Oh.
Now I fully understand why this is actually a horrendous beat. This is actually a horrendous beat. You got Jose Abreu barely running.
Yeah. And that'll do it.
Wow.
Yeah, White
the under was
so much better than
I think
they
the
are.
under was at what? 10.5, 11. So it was a high total. That was unfortunate there. All right, boys, but it's about that time. Slam says the under was 9. The total was 9. So that bad beat hit by 14 runs. Let's get it moving, boys. Best bets. Slam, you got to put the graphic up for me so I can scream. Best bets. Let's get it. Garrett Cole to Kyle Higashioka. Best bets today, guys. My first one's going to be the Mets money line at the plus 120. Second best bet's going to be the Yankees at a minus 135. Third and final best bets, we're going with the Phillies on the minus 135, but pure weight special. You can get the Phillies at a minus 110. Hefe, what you got? No, we're going with Alex. We only want one from Alex. We need Alex's favorite play today. I have a feeling it's going to be a New York team. I'm not sure. Alex, what we got?
Oh, give me the Yanks, boys. Let's go. I'm taking them all day with you. Good vibes. Alpha got the Yanks in the background. Give me the Yanks all day. Let's go, Montgomery.
All right, guys. I'm rolling with the Mets on the money line. That's at plus odds. I'm rolling with the A's first 5 plus a half. Blackburn special, the BBB special. Last but not least, I'm rolling with the Yankees. Alpha's got the flag. It's Alex's best bet of the millennium. How can I not, man? Hey, man. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you so much, man. I know you gotta go run. I know you're a big New York guy. You see the 2 Knicks jerseys,
bro. You got. Are you in New York too?
Yes, I am. We need a good.
Well,
we need a good. We need a good
beer, man.
We need out for going tomorrow. By the way, we're going to the Barclays. You'll see me. I'll be the guy who's fainting in the corner.
Let's go.
When the Knicks inevitably trade out and ruin my life.
Everything.
Do you want him to get Ivy? I really hope they get Ivy. But
Not at 4. We'll do this really quick, everybody. I don't want them to trade up to 4. I will not be living in a life where they trade multiple first-round picks to move up spots. I think Ivy can possibly drop to 5, and I think at that spot you may be able to give up a little bit less to the Detroit Pistons team that really just needs pieces, while the Kings are a team that is just what are they doing? They're like all over the freaking place. Yeah. They got Sabonis, they got Fox. They want to keep this guy, want to do this. They got that guy. They don't know. They never know what they're doing. I think Pistons at least have a little bit more of a vision. They got Cade, they got Sadiq Bey. They have pieces to build around here. They even got Jeremy Grant, who they can trade on the way out to get more pieces. I think it's a more suitable trade for us with the Pistons than the Kings, in my opinion. But yes, I would love to trade them.
More to come. We'll be in touch. Alex, we'll be in touch with you. We got to get a beer. We'll do a live video from grabbing a beer. So we appreciate you guys all tuning in. Yet again, shout out Alex for tuning in. If you guys don't know about him, follow him on Twitter. He has some great content in there. And then you can see him daily on MSG, as well as you can see him on Colin Cowherd's network, The Volume Sports. We'll catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Thank you, boys.
Go Yankees.